There are top 3 things that really matters when it comes to achieving financial independence, early retirement, that 90% of people got it wrong. Number 1, financial independence, early retirement is all about hard work and no shortcuts to get there. There are no exceptions and certainly no shame to admit that it takes hard work. It means working your ass off. It's all blood, sweat and tears in the beginning to achieve what you want to achieve. First earning the active income and then channel whatever is left from your active income to build your assets. At the same time, it really helps tremendously that you are crystal clear on your big why it's so important for you, so that you get that persistent motivation, willpower and discipline to really stick to your early retirement financial independence plan. If not, you'll be easily distracted by a lot of other things. Now, it's just like passive income. If you want passive income, then you need to first actively work to build your streams of passive income. But building this passive income actually takes a lot of active work in the beginning. At the same time, when you are doing this, you must have the wisdom to know that some things cannot be rushed. It's like having the patience to let time does its magic compounding power, like in investing. By the way, check out my previous video on passive income over here in the upper right hand corner, how to build a system to generate passive income online without any special skill or the need to actually spend any money. Before I continue, watch the clip that I'm going to show you next. Is this how you feel like when you are chasing financial independence, early retirement goal after a couple of years? Stay until the end where I'll show you the ending of this clip. For now, smack on the like button if you find that for the past 30 seconds the clip is relatable to you. The second thing is, once you hit your financial independence, retire early goals, things do not suddenly become rosy once you have achieved that. The irony is, after you get to the point when you feel I'm financially independent, which is the first part of FIRE, right? Financial independence. The thing is, you don't want to actually retire early, because the chances are, if you have achieved FIRE of financial independence, early retirement, it is extremely likely that you have discovered something that not only makes you a decent amount of money in a sustainable manner, but you also enjoy what you are doing for long. And if that is the case, why should you actually stop doing what you enjoy doing, right? That is why you see people who have achieved so-called financial freedom or independence, right, from a financial standpoint, they are still working because they can still contribute and their skills are still needed. They are still being paid very well for that. The exact same reason why billionaires like Mark Zuckerberg, like Bill Gates, like Jeff Bezos, they are technically ultra financially independent and have achieved early retirement by any measure. But the thing is, they never just sit at home and watch the grass grows. You thought that you will feel liberated when you achieve financial independence or early retirement. But here's the thing, that feeling is actually very fleeting, which is true of what my mentor told me before. Once you reach your destination, it isn't always what you think you would feel. The thing is, humans are purposeful creatures. The only people who want to achieve financial independence, early retirement for the sake of achieving it with nothing in mind of what to do next are the ones that hate their job and have not figured out what is their purpose in life after they retire. Think of financial independence, early retirement like the butterfly and the happiness analogy. You keep your financially independence, retire early goal at the back of your head, yes, in everything that you do, but do not over-obsess over it. You focus on the process, not the end goal. Because in no time, if you do that, if you make all the right moves that is aligned to your financial independence, retire early goal, and this kind of right action or right moves actually are much more than the wrong ones, you would naturally attract fire of financial independence early retirement to come to you. Number 3, after you achieve financial independence or early retirement, the fact is you actually work harder to maintain that status as long as you could. The truth is, people who truly achieve financial independence early retirement never really brags about it or seek validation by showing the world like, oh, I have done it. Rather, they think about, how can I be more financially independent, retire early, by building an extra layers of financial security for myself and my family or my dependents, if any. If you think of getting to a state where you feel financially independent or early retirement, you think it's hard, wait until you actually got there. You will soon discover that the more you know, the more you don't know. And the more you achieve, the more you feel that you need to protect and preserve it. Maintaining and keeping in order all the assets or ventures that gets you to your financial independence early retirement goal has more moving parts than you think in most cases. Now this also has to do with psychology. Let me explain why it is so. When you first get to that financial independence early retirement target, you have everything to gain. You haven't reached there, so everything you do, it's moving you closer to the goal. However, after you have come to the point, this fire goal is already in your hand. The thing is, you have everything to lose after you already possess or achieve that goal. So, and you realize that if you will take more time and effort to stay there, to stay where you are after you achieve it. Because it just plain sucks if you make one mistake and that causes you to be not financially free or independent anymore. You lose your attained financial independence and you have to go back to work, do the job that you don't like, you get my point. Also, I want you to realize that you were already financially free. When you were born, you have no debts. You don't have to worry about paying the bills. For the first 18-20 years of your life, your parents provide financially for you everything, including myself. The thing is, today if you do not want to work at all, I doubt you will actually starve to death. There are very kind people out there that can give you food, water, money, and you can even become beggars at your MRT, LRT, monorail station, bus stops to actually take shelter, to actually sleep there, right? In fact, if you only can afford 1 meal a day donated by someone else, it's even actually better because it's like you going for a diet, and most modern day, most people are actually obese or overweight anyway, so you could actually end up healthier. But the thing is, if you are really a lazy bum with no aspiration to achieve anything significant in life and you don't want to get married, you don't have financial dependence, you can even move back for your parents. I think it's very rare that parents will let their son or daughter die of starvation or sleep under the bridge or at bus stop. But the reverse does happen when children abandon their elderly parents to fend for themselves. Sure, your peers and relatives may actually look down on you if you're a lazy bum like that. But the thing is, if you come from an Asian family, it's not like your parents will actually abandon you or disown you. You actually got your basics covered, like food, shelter. You won't die of hunger. You wouldn't be like homeless, right? In a lot of developed countries or even in Malaysia. In fact, count your blessing if you're actually watching this from the comfort of your home or office. You're actually financially quite okay. It is when we become adult. Think about that. We become less financially free because we basically abandon and throw away all the comfort and financial support that has been provided to us by our parents in the first 2 decades of our life. And we go out in the world, we want to challenge ourselves of see how far can I make it in the world by using both of our hands. Effort, and you want to prove to yourself or even prove to someone that what you are really made of, what you are really capable of. Now, it's not so different when they say a lot of these urban dwellers are using their health to gain wealth, and then as they get older, they use their wealth to gain back health. So the thing is, what we are really trying to achieve when people say want to achieve financial independence early retirement, it is about status, it's about luxury, and it's about a greater life than what you have now or what you have been for the first 20 years of your life, depending on your parents. So achieving financial independence early retirement can be easier than what you thought if you are not chasing for extreme status or luxury. Besides, don't let these two emotions take control of your life. These two emotions are fear and desire. Let me explain. It all starts with the fear of having no money. So what we do, we go to work. So you work really hard, and at the end of the month, what happens? You get paid. So this pay should eliminate the fear of having no money, right? That if you were to think logically. But what happens is our emotion, desire kicks in. And now we imagine what can we buy with the money. All the cool things we can get. We spend that money and we are back at fear. And that cycle is called the rat race. So you try to stop it and you work harder. What happens? You increase your pay, problem solved. But with increased pay comes increased desire. More spending, more debt, which then highlights, again, the fear of having no money. So here's the escape plan. First, remove pay from the cycle. It's no longer connected to work. Work smarter. Create assets. Now, don't give in to your emotion. Don't act on your desire. Your assets increase your pay, and then your pay goes into more assets, growing your pay by working less and eliminating your fear. You know what is the worst case scenario? Doing something you hate for 5 days a week. Then let your emotion and desire take control of your life on weekends. And that is why you see there's so many unhappy professionals climbing the corporate ladders. Remember the clip earlier? Let me play it for you again. Now, this time with the ending. But you know what? If you can relate to the clip I just showed you, now it's really not your fault. Here's why. I don't want to become a lawyer. I want to become a chef. Wait, what do you mean? After all these years, I'm disappointed with you. But I'm an adult now. I want to pursue my own passion. Do what I love to do. No. You pursue your passion. That's how you become homeless. Things are different now. It's 2022. We are supposed to pursue our passion. Do what we love. No. Everybody does what they hate for money. And then they use the money to do what they love. What is modern day financial advisory like what we are doing over here? It is to help you escape the rat race soonest as possible by having a numbers clarity. So you have the security to do what you really love. Maybe that's something that you really want to do has been buried or macam terpendam dekat hati from years back. After all, don't you agree? You cannot go back and change the beginning, but you can start where you are now and change the ending. If you just started to run the rat race, to join in your 20s, now I have these words for you. There are lots of people out there that will give you false promises of shortcuts to escape the rat race, and that you will get everything for nothing. Like the many scammers out there, to a certain extent, some property gurus as well. Think about that for a second. Why would the world give you everything that you need for nothing in return? There must be a catch somewhere, right? Which you may fail to realize or even refuse to acknowledge. And in all of these cases, you will be disappointed in the end if you believe that, something is that too good to be true. There is really no shortcut to hard work, so you must be patient. The internet is very fast nowadays, I know, but there are things that cannot be rushed. It's like you cannot ask 9 women to give birth to a baby in 1 month. Don't try to impress your peers in your 20s, right? You just work, be humble, put down your head, learn and work hard on the right thing that will bring you closer to the next level you want to go, or to bring you closer to your goals. Sometimes it may even be worth it if you sacrifice your quality of life in your 20s so that you will be ahead of your peers when you hit 30. Don't be afraid of hard work, but regularly check, am I the one who will benefit the most from this hard work? After all, if you have all the skill to actually do the very same thing and make more money for working for yourself and having more flexibility of freedom by doing so, instead of working for anyone or for any company, why not work for yourself? It is actually more secure than working for a company or someone, especially after COVID age because there could be an upper cap of where you can go. You are young if you are in your 20s. I have been there before, and I understand you simply want your hard work to be rewarded and your income to increase in proportion to your skill and your effort that you put in. Correct or not? Gone are the days where company pay incompetent people more money just because they are senior and pay people little money, but these people are very competent people, refuse to pay them more because they are junior. So I disagree with this approach. Agree or not you? If you agree, smack on the like button below. Also consider joining my advisory practice if that is what you love to do and you are a self-starter. So my closing comment from this is, again, 2 more clips that I want to show you. One by comedian Jim Carrey and the other one from entrepreneur Gary Vee. Not to forget, subscribe to Chef Liu channel for insights like this, and make sure you turn on the notification bell so you get notified when I publish new insightful videos.
If you appease your parents in your 20s to live the life they want you to, you will not have a relationship with your parents in your 40s, 50s, 60s, and 70s. There's nothing worse than resenting your parents. The upfront friction of not becoming a doctor or lawyer or professor to make your parents happy, I think is far more a better play, because regret and resentfulness is super scary and very ugly. I think it's the worst of the 2 evils.
My father could have been a great comedian, but he didn't believe that that was possible for him. And so he made a conservative choice. Instead, he got a safe job as an accountant. And when I was 12 years old, he was let go from that safe job. And our family had to do whatever we could to survive. I learned many great lessons from my father, not the least of which was that you can fail at what you don't want. So you might as well take a chance on doing what you love.